kind of sounds like we're walking into an arcade on this episode of
Stranger Things. It's very 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to episode 2 of Not Another Podcast.
They said we wouldn't make a second episode. Or did they say we shouldn't make a second episode? I don't remember. People are mean in the comments.
Can I say the full name of the podcast now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Welcome back to Not Another Podcast with Tony and Dana. I'm Dana, that's Tony.
Yeah, that's true.
In case
actually.
you didn't get it.
She's very smart.
Hope you're enjoying our royalty-free music that you can't sue us for.
Yeah, creatormix.com.
Thank you to everybody who listened. I guess that's what we really want to start off by saying to episode 1.
Yeah, and hitting subscribe.
Yeah, and reviewing
Yeah.
and leaving stars, rating 5 stars. Thank you so much.
And thank you, Poland. We have Polish listeners. When I got the analytics, it said like 3.1% of our listeners are from Poland. Did you date a Polish person? I did.
No,
But I don't think she'll be listening to stuff I do.
I don't, never. No, I don't even know anyone from Poland.
Hey, listen,
so-
thank you, Poland. When we hit our European tour, it's our first stop. We're going to Warsaw.
Yeah. So thank you so much for listening. And we're just going to try and keep the same kind of vibe going where we're just
Yeah.
having conversations and talking about stuff going on in the world and relatable stuff and all all that good stuff. Can I say stuff anymore?
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff.
Gosh.
Oh. What, yeah. Okay, what?
I popped my Taco Bell cherry this weekend. Should we
It
talk
sounds
about that?
disgusting. The way you said it. Yeah, and we did it in the car, which
did it-
sometimes you pop your cherry in a car.
That's the worst way to pop your cherry.
Do you know what the best thing in the world is? It's having sex in an Acura Integra 2-door.
Oh gosh. That's how
was-
you get a concussion.
It was the worst. It was maybe the worst sexual experience I ever had. Can you move the stick shift a little bit anywhere? I don't want to be on an episode of The Pit.
I'm sorry, but if you're over the age of 30, you are not allowed to have a coupe, okay? You need a 4-door reliable car.
Yeah.
Where if you need to get boxes into your car, you can do it without breaking a hip, okay? Stop making your friends get in the back seat of your coupe after 30. They're like,
Yeah, they're taking shits in the car. I had a 2-door hatchback. It was my first car. It's a 2-door Honda Civic hatchback. You pull up to your friend, you open the door, you're like, hey, get in. And you hit that lever and your passenger door goes flying up to the dashboard and they got to get in the back. And like you said, when you get in the back here,
It's always like difficult after
Yeah.
a certain age. Anyway, so that's my rant about 2-door cars after the age of 30.
okay, so pop in your cherry, your Taco Bell cherry.
Yeah.
You told me you never went to Taco Bell. You told me this a while ago and we just never did anything about it. So we went to the Taco Bell at one of the places here because there's not a lot of Taco Bells left.
Well, the thing is, Taco Bell is not a big deal in Canada the same way it's a big deal in the United States. We
Right.
don't even have standalone Taco Bells. You have to go to a mall food court,
Yeah.
at least here in Ottawa,
Yeah.
in order to go to a Taco Bell.
The comments on the video, because we did a review video, it's at Tony and Dana on our TikTok.
Yeah.
People love Taco Bell. So we got a deluxe box.
Yeah, which had
Gordita Crunch.
Gordita Crunch.
5-layer burrito, which was the best thing in the box, by the way.
Yes, it was.
Cinnamon twists.
Which were basically cinnamon flavored Cheetos, but like even lighter, even more air inside.
Great crunch, no taste.
Yeah. That great ASMR on those. The crunch
yeah.
was really good on those.
Totally right. We also had the steak and queso
Crunch
kinda
wrap.
Crunch wrap.
Which
and fries
had
supreme.
no crunch. Anything that had the word crunch in it,
Yeah.
ironically, had no crunch. Everything was soggy and not fresh, and it just wasn't great.
And someone's like, you need to eat it within the first 90 seconds. If you're ordering food that doesn't travel in the first 90 seconds, maybe go somewhere else.
Yeah,
It was
maybe.
okay, though. The burrito was good. The fries supreme were kind of soggy, but what did you think? Would you go back and have another? Because we did not get the Doritos
Yeah.
wrap that comes in the Doritos bag.
Okay, I would try that. Sure. I would try the Doritos Taco Loco or whatever it's called. I
Yeah.
would do that. But other than that, no. If I'm going to the food court, I'm hitting up the Manchuok, man. That's my favorite.
We always get 3 item because it's enough for 2 people.
You can split it. You could split a 3-item plate and it's enough for 2. Yeah.
Is this controversial that New York fries is better than Manchawak?
Yeah, it is.
Is it?
But it's 2 different cuisines. Like it's poutine and hot dogs and then Chinese food.
Noodles over rice, though, right? We always get noodles
Always
over rice.
noodles. And hot tip, you ask them to put the rib sauce on the noodles.
Why do they only give you 1 soy sauce packet? Like, stop rationing the soy sauce. Give me 3. We need 3.
Taco Bell, yeah, it's all right. It just did not live up to the hype for me.
We ate it in the car. We filmed it in the car. And is there a dirtier food to eat in the car that's sadder than Taco Bell?
Oh, nothing made me feel more like a scumbag in my life than eating the Taco Bell in the car.
Before Taco Bell, we actually had a date night the night before. and we went to a seafood restaurant. And I don't know if I'm being hard on these people or I have a point, but when we were walking up to the restaurant, there was a table for two by the window. And I said to Dana, "Oh, a reservation. We're walking in. No one's here.
We had a reservation. Yeah.
So we're walking up to the door, and there is a couple right behind us. So I open the door for Dana. She walks through. It's double doors, by the way. She walks through, and then another couple comes in behind. And I keep the door open for both of them. They say thank you. Remember we talked about in the last podcast? My biggest annoyance is you don't say thank you when someone opens the door. But they open the door, they walked through, and then you open the next door for them to walk through.
Right.
Then they walk into the restaurant and they go right to the hostess and say, "Hi, we have a reservation." And they get seated first. We now have to wait 10 minutes.
I think we waited 15 more minutes to get seated for our reservation, which was at the same time as theirs.
Fair or foul? Fair that they went right up and got the reservation first, or should they have said, "Hey guys, go ahead"? Because we would have been in first.
Yeah, right. We got there first.
But
we were nice, so we held the door open for them and let them in front of us. That's on us.
Kindness
That's
doesn't pay.
our bad. Just let doors close in people's faces is the lesson to be learned here, apparently. No, I don't think it's foul because I wouldn't have thought of that. As that couple, I wouldn't have thought, "Oh, they held the door open for me. We're here at the same time. I should let them go first because they got there a split second before I did." No, I'm not thinking about that.
And I never thought of that either until we were sitting there because we had nothing else to do, waiting 15 minutes for our table. By the way, we got a table. We did actually get seated by the window, so I ended up working out.
We got the table we wanted anyway, so we're complaining for the sake of complaining.
It didn't stop us from shooting us them dirty looks every time they looked over. But it's like one of those things that could be like an unwritten thing. They let you in first. Maybe you should let them go first from when like you go in.
Actually, I have a list here. The 10 made up societal rules that people think we should quit. They're like a societal pact.
Yeah.
You know, like everybody understands them.
Right.
But some people disagree with them, right?
Like, yeah.
Okay, the first one is the no double texting rule.
Double texting rule. Do you mean when you text somebody and they don't respond, so you text again?
No, I mean when you send like one thought in multiple separate messages, or because I do this a lot, or you send a text and then you think of something right away and you add to it, and then you think of another thing and you add to it. I'll send 3-4 texts in a row sometimes.
Yeah, so sometimes my phone will be like ding, 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 and I look down and it's 4 separate sentences. Yeah, I'm with that.
Yeah. The better question is, why do you have your ringer on? Are you hard of hearing? You need to.
What's wrong with having my ringer on? What? Wait, no. Is there something wrong with having my ringer on?
Who has their ringer on their phone anymore?
A lot of people. You ever like walking down the street, or you ever at a grocery store and someone's phone goes off?
Yeah, they're usually 80. I've had my phone on vibrate since 2011.
Well, you don't get that many calls, so it's fine. The only thing worse than that is someone who does speakerphone in public. Is that on the list? No more speakerphone in public.
That's not on the list, actually. Okay. Respecting your elders was the second one.
Wait, people think we should get rid of that?
Yeah, because the argument is some of the and this is a quote from somebody, some of the meanest people I've ever met are over 70. Citizens. Good job. You've survived this long, but respect is earned and not given. When you reach a certain age, are you within your right to just be a crotchety old person? Yeah. Because you've been through a lot?
As a senior on this show, I think sometimes like you've been through enough shit that you're like, yeah, I kind of want to be the way I want to be. I was at a bus station once with my cousin, and he got hit in the back with a cane by a senior citizen.
Why?
Because my cousin was standing in front of the bus, and he hit him. And my cousin turned around, and he was going to say something, and then he saw he was like 80, and he's like, he's old. He just let it go. Like he didn't smack him with the cane. Just like a little light tap.
Hit me with your cane. It's all good. Like you're 80. You've earned that right. I think respect is earned and not given. And just because you are of a certain age doesn't mean I should respect you if you're mean to me, right?
Yeah, no.
I agree with that one. Right. Expecting people working in the food service or in retail to always be happy and always be smiling, because it's an exhausting, thankless, and stressful job most of the time.
Yeah, it is I've worked retail for a long time before I got into radio. And yeah, it's okay to have a bad day. It's okay to have a bad day, but not to the point where you make the customer feel like they're an asshole if they're not being an asshole. Yeah, like, if you go like, hey, excuse me, do you have this in a different size? Ugh. Then just call in sick.
Yeah. I mean, I don't expect them to be like smiling all the time.
No, it's fine with me.
But I think like common courtesy or just being nice in general always makes you feel better than being mean.
What's worse, crappy customer service, or when someone gives you over the top, feels borderline fake customer service? Oh my God, hey, how are you? Those feel good, yeah? Do you want to get you something? Okay, I'm over here just in case.
Oh, I don't know. I think I'd rather someone be mean to me.
Okay, what's next on the list?
It should be acceptable to respectfully decline gifts. Oh, I disagree with that one so much.
I don't know. You never got a Sudoku keychain as a Christmas gift.
Okay, no.
And I just sat and I'm like, yeah, I get.
I don't think, but imagine you got somebody a gift and they were like, respectfully, no, thank you. How hurtful is that? I don't know. I don't think you should be allowed.
If you're going to turn down my gift, you need to tell me why.
Yeah, that is true. Like, what is the reason you're turning down the gift?
I'm sorry, but I'm a vegetarian and you got me a Bacon of the Month Club. I'd be like, okay. I'm so sorry.
That's on you.
What do you
That's
mean?
on the gift giver. Why would you get a vegetarian a Bacon of
because
the
they're a
Month?
vegetarian and they need bacon in their lives. Have you ever had bacon? And don't give me that cashew bacon stuff. I want the real bacon.
Cashew bacon? I don't think that's a thing. You're
What's
talking
a
about
cashew cheese?
Cashew cheese, which
See?
is delicious.
See?
By the way. Anyway, no, I think that if somebody gets you a gift, you just graciously accept it. And if it's something you don't like or don't want,
What do? Donate it?
you re-gift it.
You re-gift it to the
You
same
re-gift
person.
it
That'll teach them.
eventually down the line, right? I think that that's totally fair. But I would never decline a gift because I feel like it would make the other person feel like garbage. So I would never do that.
But you know when someone gives you a gift you didn't know, so you don't have a gift for them? What about that? What about if someone's like, here's your gift, and I'm like, I didn't get you a gift. Don't give me a gift. Is that okay?
Oh,
or do you still take it? I didn't get you a gift. I got an old gift of a Bacon of the Month Club in the trunk. Do you want that? Nobody wants it. I bought my own here.
How many different bacons are there to have a Bacon of a month of the month
there's
club?
a Canadian bacon, which is pretty much like pea meal.
Pea meal bacon.
Stop saying pea.
Pea meal.
Maple smoked bacon.
There's
Hickory bacon.
thick cut bacon,
Streaky bacon.
candied bacon.
Candied bacon. Bacon. Kevin bacon.
Oh, so
You know
we're
what I
at we're at 7 different
Bacon
types.
jam. It doesn't have to be bacon.
Okay, bacon
jam.
flavored things.
Maple bacon donuts.
Oh,
I'm up to 10.
yeah, that's pretty
We need
good.
2 more.
So at least for the full year to round out the year.
And how about a bacon air fresher for the car? That's 11.
Oh, okay. And then the 12th month, which is December, it has to be Christmas themed.
Bacon balls. Like, like jingle balls, but bacon balls.
Oh, I was gonna say like a bacon wreath.
A bacon wreath. Yeah, I like that. See?
$1 million idea right there.
Well, I need an idea as I'm unemployed. So,
Next one on the list.
yeah.
We should get rid of the rule that says you can't eat in front of your friends unless they are eating too. Is that a rule?
When you get your food, if your friends haven't got served yet, you wait it out until they get served because it's a show of disrespect that except unless I got the tacos and then listen, you put tacos in front of me, I'm not really going to wait.
Here's the thing about that. If I see you get your food first and I don't have mine yet,
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you
To go ahead.
Hey, don't let your food get cold. Start eating.
Right.
But secretly, I hope that you wait for me.
Yeah. So you don't want to get rid of that rule.
Not really.
I think it depends on temperature. You get a hot meal, I think you should start. If you get a cold meal, like
Yeah,
if you get like a gazpacho or a salad, then you can wait it out.
And if you get an ice cream cone, then,
No ice cream cone. No, you don't
gotta
want to
be
start
melted.
melting. Can I start? It's on my wrist.
Okay, this one is dumb. Placing a napkin on your lap at a restaurant when you're eating.
What's the problem with that?
That's not even like a rule. That's just
Who
a
came up with
personal
that?
choice.
Who came up with that? That is part of the list. Why would anybody care about that?
I don't know. They said, forget it. It lands on the floor 99 out of 100 times.
What?
I don't know.
So so somebody was in a restaurant and saw somebody put a napkin on their lap and like, you think you're better than me? Do you think do you think this is the thing?
I don't know. It's not really, I don't find that to be a societal unspoken rule that you have to put a napkin on your lap at a restaurant. I think people just do it to protect their pants.
Yeah, I don't want people staring at my crotch for any reasons and having a big stain from like a bacon jam sandwich or something. I don't really want
What's
it.
with the bacon?
It's October on the calendar.
Today's episode is sponsored by bacon.
Try it, vegetarians.
The next one is blessing people when they sneeze. Stop calling attention to them, especially in the middle of meetings. Why don't we bless farts? I'd be on board with that one.
Oh, can you say God bless you to somebody who doesn't believe in God? But like, if you don't believe in God,
You say Gesundheit. I don't even know what that means. I've just heard other people say it.
Can't we just say like bacon bless you or something?
Oh my God, enough with the bacon. No, you're really going too far with the bacon. Gesundheit is a German word meaning health, used as an interjection in English to wish someone good health after they sneeze.
Okay, right. Yeah, okay, right.
If you wanted to do an English version, you could just be like,
hey, good health.
Hope you're not getting sick. I don't know. That doesn't have the same ring to it as bless you. But Gesundheit has like a nice ring to it. So we could say that, I guess.
Honestly, when's the last time you heard someone say Gesundheit when someone's name?
Probably like 1997. Yeah,
97.
It's been a while.
It's a good year.
It's
a
been
good
a
year
while.
for Gesundheit.
And the last one, and I know we're going to have differing opinions on this one, is we need to get rid of the rule that says it's unacceptable to date your friend's ex. Just because it didn't work out for them doesn't mean it shouldn't work out for you.
I've dated my ex's friends before.
Okay, and how is their relationship now?
I don't know. I don't talk to either of
So
them
you don't
anymore.
even know if they're friends anymore.
I think their friendship was on the outs when I started dating them. I've had exes who've dated me and dated my friends after.
Isn't that weird? No, that's weird.
My boy asked me if it was okay, even though clearly it wasn't. I said, yeah, whatever.
And you said, yeah, it's okay, even though you didn't mean it?
Yeah, I didn't want to start a whole thing.
Start a whole like conversation about that?
No, start like beef between me and a friend.
I don't know. There's a code when it comes to girlfriends. You just don't date a friend's ex. A hot mess waiting
But you're
to
talking
happen.
about really close friends, right?
Yes. I mean, like acquaintances, who cares?
Right, yeah.
But like friends that you talk to and engage with on a regular basis, no, I don't think you should be dating their exes. It's just too messy.
What about just a hookup?
That's
Not a
almost
date.
worse.
Why is it almost worse?
That's almost worse in a way. I can't explain why it's almost worse.
I would
It
think a
just
relationship is worse because if your friend is now dating someone you dated, aren't you always going to compare your relationship to theirs and why is theirs working and yours weren't?
True. And I
like
guess
that?
it also does depend on why it ended. Is there bad blood? There's a lot of factors.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make myself feel better.
Oh, if you're trying to make yourself feel better on this show, that's not going to happen. I will not let it
I
happen.
actually only do this show to make myself feel worse.
It's working, I think.
How about the rule that you have to give multiple thank yous for somebody giving you something? How many thank yous do you have to give somebody for doing something for you?
One? What do you mean? Can I have an example?
I was watching Seinfeld the other day and somebody gave him a pair of hockey tickets and he thanked him, right, for it. And then he didn't call him the next day to thank him again. And because of that, he didn't get tickets for another game. So how many thank yous should you give somebody for like hooking you up with something? Minimum. Is there a minimum number or is one, do you
I think two. Two, especially an event like that. If you give someone tickets, oh, thank you so much. And then a follow-up after.
So
if you're talking to
follow-up
your
call.
friend or they ask you, hey, did you enjoy the game?
Thanks again, man.
Oh,
I
yeah,
really
thanks so
appreciate it.
much for the tickets. We had a great time.
Yeah, Bacon Fest was amazing. I can't even get the tickets for it.
Bacon Fest again. What is with the obsession with bacon? This is new. This is a new
No,
obsession.
it's not a new obsession. It's not. I've always
We
talked
don't
about
even
bacon.
have bacon in the house. We have
Why do
turkey
you think
bacon. It's not even real bacon.
It really isn't. It's not bad, but it really isn't.
Haters turkey bacon is really good. You can get it at Farm Boy. Not sponsored, but if if they hear this and they want to throw us a few bucks, wouldn't say no.
Move on to the next subject.
Fashion rule, no white after Labor Day, right? Stupid.
Is that still a thing?
Who even came up with that, right? It came about in the late 19th century as a way for the wealthy to distinguish themselves from the working class. White class, especially dresses, were associated with leisure and vacation. Darker colors were worn by those doing manual labor. Labor Day was the quote unquote unofficial end of summer,
Yeah, okay.
marked the return to the city and the adoption of more darker and practical clothing. So in the summer, the rich folks wanted to distinguish themselves as rich people, so they wore a lot of white. That's my takeaway from that.
I've never followed that rule. Why would I follow that rule? If it's comfortable and it looks good, I'm going to wear it.
Yeah, just because it's white and it's in the middle of winter.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm still gonna wear it.
You want to do questions?
Oh, do we have more questions?
Okay, we got more questions.
Okay,
you can
nice.
send it to us at send it to me on my Instagram at Tony Starker Radio or at Dana Breezy.
Yeah.
Okay, this one comes from Allison. If you weren't in radio, what would you be doing?
Oh my.
Well, I'm not
gosh.
in radio, so I'm trying to find something to do.
Trying to figure it out. Actually, if I wasn't in radio, what would I be doing?
You told me the other day. You said you'd be an actress.
I always wanted to be an actress. I love acting, but it just wasn't in the cards for me.
What genre would you say that you would be your genre? Like
I think comedy or
comedy's
yeah.
hard. People think comedy's easy. I would argue it is harder to be a comedic actor than it is to be a dramatic actor because anybody can do drama, but not everybody can do comedy.
I don't know about that.
Can I make this one of the hills I die on?
Sure. Okay.
It is harder to be a comedic actor than it is to be a dramatic actor because anybody can act like emotional and sad, but not everyone can make people laugh. It's hard.
Yeah, but those aren't your jokes when you're the actor usually. You're just bringing them to life from the script.
What if you write them? You can write your own jokes.
Sure.
Who says you can't write your own jokes? I write my jokes all the time.
For the most part, though, they're just actors bringing a script to life, right? They're not. It's not up to them if the joke to decide if the joke is funny or not, just to present it.
Okay, so then what would you do if that was your dream job? But what would you do if you weren't doing radio?
Oh gosh.
Would you be like in the government?
No, probably. I don't think I'm even smart enough to work for the government, to be honest.
No, who says you have to be smart to work in the government?
I'd probably still be working where I was working before I worked in radio, which was in healthcare in the optometry field. So I would still be working.
I love how you said that, by the way. It made it sound so good. I was in the healthcare field at an optometry office. It wasn't like I worked at a place that gave glasses, that sold glasses.
Well, also we did exams as well. So
I'm sorry, I didn't know that. Yeah, okay.
I'd probably still be doing that.
What would I be doing? Honestly, I don't know. I have no idea. Probably like a 9 to 5, like a retail job.
Like a business guy or
business guy.
Well,
I like to apply for this job as business guy.
A retail job is not a 9 to 5. That's the thing, right? You said 9 to 5 and then you said retail. Those are different.
You can work 9 to 5 in retail.
Sure, but like you're going to have to work weekends sometimes. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you'll have to work evenings. Mm-hmm. So it's not really like a 9 to 5. 9 to 5 is like, that's government.
Okay, you know my skills. What would be a good job for me?
I think you would be a really good real estate agent. But that's really saturated, right?
Yeah,
that's hard. Like
there's a lot of real estate agents, and I know it's like 3 people that dropped out because they were so bored by trying to get their license.
Gee, that's how they weed people out.
Well, I think it's like the info. It's so. I guess the textbooks are just so boring. What textbook isn't boring though?
Or I think you would be really good in sales. Hey, I think you'd be good in sales.
What can I do to get you these glasses today? My friend here, Dana, she's been working here for years, the healthcare industry. Why do I talk like that? Why do I like
I think that would be good. I think you should adopt that accent if you get into sales.
Could you imagine buying something? Would you buy something from somebody who's like, hey, let me tell you something. You see these glasses right here?
I would.
They're professional glasses right here.
Professional glasses.
Professional glasses.
Right I would buy. I would feel compelled to buy from you.
Hey, if you want another 20% off, come check it out. I got some in the trunk. They're just glasses in the trunk. There's nothing else. This one comes from Teresa. She's asking, now that we don't spend as much time together anymore, do you prefer less time with me or more time with me? So in other words, do you like the break?
Loaded question. Yeah. Thanks, Teresa. I think we did spend too much time together. And even before, you got let go,
yeah,
I was wondering... what would it be like if we had time to be a normal couple? That's like, if we had that chance to be a normal couple, I was really, really wondering what that would be like. And now I know. And I think I do prefer less time together.
So in other words, you're happy I got let go. Wow.
No,
what a way to end the podcast. No, I don't.
That's not what
I know. I know.
That's not what I mean.
No,
I would prefer to still do the show with you, but then maybe we live in separate houses. I don't know.
That's a dream. Isn't that a dream?
Just kidding.
I've been working at this optometry place for years to get separate homes for them.
We did a really good job at compartmentalizing our lives.
We had to.
Work versus home.
We had to.
So it really wasn't bad. It wasn't bad by any means. Well, but I do like a bit more separation because, we have a chance to miss each other.
Well, also, I think it affected our relationship from an emotional standpoint. Sometimes when we first started doing the show together and you would have a disagreement at home and then you bring it to work. We struggled, I think, with that at the first part, but then eventually we, like you said, I don't know how to say compartmentalize. And then we kept everything at the door. And then that's really helped out. But we were together all the time. And you know what the worst part is? You wake up, we go to work together, you have dinner together, and then Dana would be like, let's go for a walk. I'm like, oh, more time together. And then I'd be like, no, I think I'm going to stay home. Oh, we should try to walk. And then even in our spare time, we'd spend more time together.
Yeah, it always felt different. It always felt like, oh, this is us at work. And this is us at home. They're two different people almost. It felt like we were separated in the different lives.
Yeah.
But I do think that it's healthier for anybody's relationship to not spend every waking hour together.
And we did the radio show together for 5 years, but we were dating. We were actually living together before we even.
Like when I was on the midday show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a lot more people in radio that are together. You just don't know about it. They keep it quiet. Yeah,
I don't know.
They keep quiet.
I don't know anyone else.
You do? Yeah, I know at least a few. But I'm not going to say anything because, they probably the same thing. We just don't want to put that out there.
Oh, well, it's none of our business.
And plus, when I was first getting into the business, I was pretty much told to be the single fun guy. Well, I was a single fun guy when I first got into radio.
That's who you were at the time.
Yes, that's right. There was always this thought process that people will like you more if you are attainable. Like if they could, like they're single and fun. I could date this person,
Okay, I can see that. And this is just another like a little inside radio thing,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
a little
yeah.
thing that the average listener doesn't know is that like that was a persona for you. It happened to be who you were at the time.
Yeah, yeah.
But also you're encouraged to take on a certain persona or take on an opinion that you might not yourself agree with, but you want to be the contrasting opinion.
that's right.
Or just to stir the pot,
Yeah, just
right?
to stir the
You're
pot,
just
yeah.
stirring the pot because at the end of the day, radio is entertainment. So there have been times where I think that we were doing the show where you would just take a stance on something and I would take a stance on something, but one of us had to sacrifice our actual opinion in order for
Create conflict.
Yes, to create conflict.
Because they want you to call and they want you to text and they want you to be involved. And at no point did we say to each other where you said, no, I am completely against this. At no point where you're like, okay, well, you have to take that stance anyways. Like we never forced each other to take something we completely were against.
No, but we did like maybe play devil's advocate on things
you have
just
to,
for
though.
the sake of entertainment purposes,
totally.
right?
Yep.
But that's another little inside radio thing that people might not realize about personalities on air.
And by the way, if you got any questions about radio or just anything else, you can always send it to us on our Instagram at Tony Stark Radio or at Dana Breezy. I think that's going to be it for this episode, right?
Yeah. So do we have to cue the music again?
Yeah,
That's what all the other podcasts do, right?
Go ahead. There you go. Man, I don't see you smile this big until you hit that button. Because we have a big green button that fires the music.
I like hitting buttons. Buttons are shiny.
Oh, man.
What?
Thanks for listening to the latest episode.
Thanks for listening to episode 2, Not Another Podcast with Tony and Dana.
Did I see something shiny? And I just lost my train of thought. Hey, you can follow us on our TikTok at Tony and Dana. Please hit subscribe, comment. We appreciate the support. We'll be back next week. New episodes. Are we doing episodes every Monday? Tuesday?
You know what? We'll do them when we do them. Once a week.
Jeez. Yo, you get it when you get it. Did I tell you about this optometry place I work at? Beautiful chains to go around your glasses. See you next week, huh?